Okay, let's try this again. Good morning, everybody. Now, if I'm late to the party on this, I apologize, but I have heard for years that scrubbing audio is not accessible in Logic, and it absolutely is. Um, I just did it yesterday, and I'm actually trying to figure out some easier ways of doing it, but it's actually pretty simple. I just want to get it, on my keyboard controller and that sort of thing. Um, so I'm going to show you how to do it because it's pretty friggin' cool. The first thing you have to do is you go into preferences, which I'm not going to demonstrate because everybody should be able to do that. Command comma, click on audio, and then click on editing. And you'll see, if you go down that window, you'll see a checkbox. Actually, you know what? I am going to do it because I want to give you the right word, the right words, the right sentiments. Let's see. Hang on. Bring up voiceover. Okay, so so audio. Okay, so there's a heading, a section, well, not really a heading, it's a section called scrubbing. And there's a checkbox, scrubbing with audio and tracks area. You check it, and then there's two parameters you can change. Maximum scrub speed, which I have as normal, and then scrub response is normal. You can close that. The next thing you have to do is you just make sure that you have a way to pause Logic, not stop it, pause it. So, like if I were to play this, and Andre, you will recognize this lovely track. So that right there is stopped. I don't want that. I want to pause it. For some reason, I'm using the default key map, and there's pause is weird, so I'm just going to go up to my control bar and press pause. And over to my tracks, into my tracks header, and I'm going to select everything right now so you can hear what it's going to do. So just to recap, what I did is I hit pause, and I just now I'm selecting what I want to hear. So in this case, I'm selecting everything. Um, so however you pause is fine. You can have the button show up in the control bar. There are key commands for it, that sort of thing. So all I'm going to do now is the default key map has scrub forward and scrub backward. And it's control shift comma and control shift period. So period goes forward, comma goes backward. And I'm going to do that now. I'm going to turn this up too. Now I have a compressor on this whole track just because it can get quiet when the scrubbing slows down. And this is going to be a little slower. So here's forward, and then I'll do backward. Oh, and let me shut voiceover off because it will keep announcing things. See, it's going forward at half speed, now backward. Now, if I want to get to, let me just say I want to take a cymbal out of the drums. I'm going to, hang on, get voiceover back on. I'm just going to select the drum track, and I'm going to turn voiceover back off again, and then I'll go to the beginning of the, let's see where we are on the drum track. Okay, this big cymbal hit, I want to get rid of it. Let me get past it here. There we go. Go backward. I'm just hitting the key repeatedly. There we go, right at the beginning of the cymbal hit. So I was going control shift comma and period to go backward and forward. It's a little laggy on the keyboard, but I think if you have a faster key repeat rate, it will go a little faster. So I'm going to cut this here with Command T. Then I'm going to go to the very end of where I want to, I'm just going to get the whole cymbal. So let's try that. Just let it fade away. And again, I'm just hitting this key repeatedly. shift control period. And I think I'll cut it right there at that drum hit. Yeah, I'll get it right about there. Do another cut. Split regions, I apologize, Command T. And now everybody's going to freak out here because I'm going to go into tracks contents. I've been messed around by Logic so many times that I make sure that the region I'm selecting is the exact right one. That's not the one I want. Let's try that one. So I'm going to VO space to select it, bring up the region inspector, and mute it. Get out of that. I'm going to go back to the beginning and select all and play the track. And the symbol's gone. So hope that helps. You can do some really, really, really fine editing, which is awesome. And again, this just uses the keyboard. Again, just to quickly recap the steps, you go into preferences, you go to audio and editing, go down to scrubbing. There's a checkbox which says scrub with audio and tracks area. You check it. You can choose the parameters for scrubbing. There's 2 of them. Max scrubbing speed, and then scrubbing. I forgot the other one, but it's self-explanatory. But I've got normal for both of them. You can close, excuse me, preferences, and then you go to you make sure you have a way to pause. So whether that's the pause button or a key command or whatever you want to do, just make sure you have a way to get in pause mode. Then once you get in pause mode, select the audio you want to hear or that you want to work on. That could be everything. That could be just one track. You could solo a track, but I wanted to work specifically on the drum track, so I selected it instead. And then you use Control Shift period to go forward and Control Shift comma, excuse me, to go backward. So Control Shift period scrubs forward, Control Shift comma scrubs backward. it's like 7:00 in the morning here, and I couldn't sleep last night, so go figure. But and you can go back and forth with those keystrokes, and that's about it. It's a little laggy, like I said, on the keyboard, because the shuttle takes time to get up to speed. And depending on how your key repeat rate is set, you may go faster or slower. I haven't experimented with it yet, but my key repeat is kind of on the fast side. And that's all there is to it. So the playhead is exactly where you're hearing it. So you can just make really, really fine edits. Hope this helps and hope everybody digs it. Have an awesome weekend and catch y'all later. Voice message. Send button.